Here's what's coming up on your horizon. Well, writing today's show, it struck me that in many ways, today's episode has some definite similarities to a true 1990s icon, the mullet. You know, the hairstyle that's short in front and long in back, immortalized by David Spade in the movie Joe Dirt.
So you're gonna tell me that you don't have no black cats, no Roman candles or screaming Mimis?
No.
Oh, come on, man.
And it was that character who immortalized the phrase that best describes today's show: business up front and party in the back. Today, we do just that by looking at Oklahoma's booming economy. We examine some of the leading sectors and where the jobs are, as well as give you a preview of a short promotional film on Oklahoma gaining attention around the country. That's our business up front. And as for our party in the back, well, Andy Barth gets down and dirty in the red dirt music scene and looks at a homegrown musical genre that just continues to grow in popularity of all ages. Stay with us for Oklahoma Horizon.
Oklahoma Horizon is made possible by the Oklahoma Department of Career and Technology Education.
Oklahoma's investment in Career Tech provides more than nationally recognized technology education and training. It produces solid financial returns for the state's economic future. Oklahoma Career Tech, elevating our economy.
And the Oklahoma Department of Agriculture, Food, and Forestry, helping good people grow good things. And now, from the Career Tech Studios in Stillwater, here's your host, Rob McClendon.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on Horizon. Well, Oklahoma's economy continues on an upswing, even if the pace is slowing a bit. According to the Federal Reserve Bank, Metro Oklahoma City leads job growth in our state, while Tulsa is also adding jobs at a steady pace. Now, employment in non-metro areas is falling, yet even with the slowdown in rural employment growth, unemployment rates remain low throughout much of the state. Now today, we're going to examine the sectors of our economy that drive that growth by creating jobs and attracting new industry into the state. And we begin with a video called Oklahoma Now that is part of a global media campaign to promote Oklahoma to national and international audiences.
We have created a united state, built by an unwillingness to fail, connected by our abundant resources. We have transformed the heartland into a global crossroads. This is the definition of progress. This is Oklahoma. People of heart, strength, and vision, a state leading the nation. Oklahoma is ever-revolving skylines, a team at the top of our game, a resilient people, culture, and economy. People with an endless drive to succeed. Oklahoma is the beating heart of America. With the nation's best business incentives, lower taxes, a lower cost of energy, higher employment, and higher quality of life. We're educated, artists, cultured. We're fearless, explorers, adventurers. We're thundering up. One state of mind working together, driven by a culture of creativity, the birthplace of the modern Renaissance. And if you think we're on our way, think again. We've already arrived. We're the United State. We are Oklahoma. Join us.
When we return, I sit down with the Department of Commerce's Deidre Myers to look at 4 of Oklahoma's most important business sectors.
You're watching Oklahoma Horizon, featuring some of the good things that are happening in the great state of Oklahoma.
Well, as business becomes increasingly reliant on technology, companies are finding that their portfolio of digital operations continues to grow. Oklahoma is presently home to over 70 data centers servicing the IT storage needs of a wide range of industries.
Oklahoma has mastered the digital universe. Bits are our building blocks. Infrastructure is our foundation. We're architects of information with the expertise to create it, house it, protect it, and share it. We're the leaders of the digital era. We keep information flowing in the global economy. We are the modern moguls of the new commerce. Oklahoma is plugged in.
Plugged in and ready to go. Joining me now is the Deputy Director of the Department of Commerce and Head of the Office of Economic and Workforce Policy, Deidre Myers. Well, frankly, Deidre, I was surprised by the number of data centers we have in the state.
I think a lot of people are because they're not front and center. However, Oklahoma is very competitive when it comes to data storage and management and security because, one, our electrical rates, our general energy rates are much, much lower. We have land use that is available. And also, we have a very strong workforce for data management, and that is cybersecurity and other kinds of information systems. In fact, the University of Tulsa is considered one of the top programs in cybersecurity in the nation.
And this cuts across all industries.
It absolutely does. People don't understand how important information is. For example, in agriculture, we now have farm implements that read the kind of data such as moisture in the soil and other kinds of information. It goes up into a cloud server and then it comes back around to tell the farmer what kind of nutrients he needs to put on his field. But it also tells companies what is needed in the current marketplace. And so those are the kinds of information management services that Oklahoma excels at.
Well, moving from computer farms to the kind of farms that actually grow crops, Oklahoma's agricultural roots go deep and look to grow even more. The 21st century has been called the biocentury, with modern ag bioscience representing perhaps the most promising area for advancement.
We are cultivating the future, applying science to improve on nature's gifts. We're revolutionizing agriculture and bioscience, planting the seeds for a better tomorrow. We are agri-scientists advancing tomorrow's harvests with drought and disease-resistant crops, producing larger yields to feed and fuel the world. We're researchers developing breakthroughs to diagnose, treat, cure, and eradicate disease. Oklahoma is the fertile ground of bio-innovation.
Well, what we're seeing here in Oklahoma is actually part of a global trend as we are seeing more and more people across this planet.
Absolutely. As our population grows and developing countries increase their middle class, people are moving from an agricultural occupation or industry into more urban manufacturing industries. And this means that we in Oklahoma are at the forefront of providing the food items that the world needs. And that's just not in terms of our major grains and other kinds of commodities, but are they drought resistant? Do they need less chemicals? More production in terms of food or production per acreage. So it's those kinds of research, innovation, development where Oklahoma is leading not only the nation but the world.
Yeah, and in addition to the production that's been here for decades and decades, there's also some just great research going on down at the Noble Foundation.
Absolutely. People don't know about the Noble Foundation and their kind of reputation in the world agricultural market. But also we have our universities, and not just the power universities, OSU, OU, but also our regional universities like Panhandle State University and other kinds of regional and community colleges where we have had such an agriculture focus, but now we are looking at how that translates to 21st century research, innovation, productivity.
Well, certainly a heritage industry that just continues to evolve. Well, here are some abbreviations that you may not know, but you need to. MRO, which stands for Maintenance, Repair, and Overhaul, and UAV, that's short for Unmanned Aerial Vehicle. A couple of three-letter abbreviations that have a big impact on our economy.
We're reaching new heights, defiers of gravity, taking to the skies and beyond. Oklahoma is a worldwide leader in aerospace, unmanned aerial systems, and defense. A state united, we're developing new technologies. We're perfecting manned and unmanned flight. We're the forerunners in aerospace education with the nation's first UAS-focused degree program. We have the manpower and resources for defense with America's largest air logistics depot. We're providing maintenance, repair, and overhaul with the largest maintenance and engineering center on Earth. Oklahoma is soaring.
So Oklahoma has a long history of working in aerospace and defense.
Absolutely, and it's a very significant economic impact to Oklahoma's economy. We have 5 military installations, but also a lot of people don't understand how many Oklahoma businesses support the aerospace and defense ecosystem or economic system. Many Oklahoma companies, mid and small companies, do the manufacturing of the parts that then go into the maintenance, repair, and overhaul. So our manufacturing base is very strong when it comes to aerospace parts, engine parts, and installation activities. It also is a very big promise for veterans coming back in terms of employment opportunities. We know that veterans have amazing skills that they learned while they were in service. The servicemen and women, the technical skills that they have by serving our country are pretty impressive. And we also know that their soft skills, their work ethic, is second to none. And so Oklahoma is actually ranked, and particularly Oklahoma City is ranked the #1 place for returning veterans for employment opportunities by the veterans groups.
And not to mention, these are high skill, but also high wage jobs.
Absolutely.
All right, Deidre. Well, Oklahoma energy producers are leading a national energy revolution thanks in great part to innovation. New technology and drilling techniques spearheaded by Oklahoma producers are forever altering our national energy landscape.
We are an energy giant, powering the world with industry-changing innovations. Home to some of the nation's leading energy producers, we have revolutionized the oil and gas industry and developed new techniques to extract resources once thought to be inaccessible. With one of the nation's largest energy reserves, we are increasing North American production and jobs, and decreasing our dependence on foreign energy. Oklahoma is more than a booming oil and gas industry. We're sweeping the nation as one of the top unconventional energy producers. Oklahoma is a state full of energy.
Well, when it comes to Oklahoma's economy, energy continues to play a major role.
Absolutely. We're an energy state. And it's interesting because just recently the Atlantic Monthly had an article that talked about the growth of high-wage jobs in the U.S. And it talked about how Oklahoma, and particularly Oklahoma City and Tulsa, are among the leaders in the U.S. in terms of growth not only of employment, but high-wage jobs. Now, what this says is it's not just about the extraction of energy, which has always been very important to Oklahoma, but it's our innovation, and it's also the manufacturing. Oklahoma is a leader in the world in the manufacturing of pumps, compressors, and other kinds of machinery, the needed valves. And so it's not just about extracting the assets from the earth, but the way that we do it and the materials that we use.
In general, a good place to grow a business and to get a good job then.
Absolutely.
All right, Deidre, thank you so much for being here. Now, Deidre Myers is the Deputy Director at the Department of Commerce and head of the Office of Economic and Workforce Policy. Now, when we return, the economics of entertainment.
Still to come on Oklahoma Horizon, a true fit for an Oklahoma business. But first, Red Dirt music.
Well, Oklahoma's economy is certainly impacted by many factors, one of which is our music industry. Oklahoma is home to many music stars, and when they return home for a concert, they provide much more than entertainment. Our Andy Barth met up with a couple of Oklahoma-grown music stars to look at the impact of coming home.
That's right, Rob. Red Dirt music has a long history, but it recently has exploded across the nation thanks in part to two artists who headlined a concert at the first ever Medicine Stone Music Festival in Tahlequah. I sat down with both artists to talk about the music they love.
With guitars jamming and fans dancing, the stage is rocking with Red Dirt music.
The ultimate goal of the bands on here are to have a positive, healing experience. It's not to, oh my God, one day we're all going to get famous or something. You know, this is it. This is what we do.
Jason Boland and the Stragglers headlined the first night of the concert.
Especially when we all met the original four of us, Roger, Grant, Brad, and I. We all had really different musical tastes and backgrounds, but all agreed on the type of band we wanted to become, which was just a good, somewhat garage-styled honky-tonk band.
And something you hear in every chord, Boland says energy is key.
You gotta be excited at 11, not just maintaining at 11. At 11 o'clock, you have to be, you know, Superman and ready to go, so naps help.
The Current Land magazine covers the music scene in Oklahoma, and publisher Tom Barlow says Red Dirt is the foundation to modern-day music.
Hey guys, Bridget, Jennifer.
It's the roots of rock and roll. In Oklahoma, it has that Woody Guthrie roots. It has that the song is the message, and the message is the song roots. And so that message is a little more on top, and it's a little more folk background than it is in Texas, where in Texas it's a little more country background.
The magazine distributes to more than 450,000 people, and Jason Boland makes a regular appearance in the publication.
He was on our very first cover. He's been on the cover more than anybody else, and I just fell in love with Jason's music. My favorite album is still Pearl Snaps. As a songwriter, he's so superb. The words are like, they're just like silk, and they tell a clear message.
And Boland is not the only artist highlighted in the magazine or on stage at the music festival.
There's just something in the Turnpike Troubadours music, like Jason Boland, that it could be, it's timeless.
Evan Felker is the Turnpike Troubadours lead singer.
Well, I always loved playing music, you know, and I just kept pursuing it more and more. We were working, you know, I was working as an electrician, and RC was a pharmacist, and we were playing music on the weekends, you know, and writing songs together on the weekends and stuff. And we eventually just kind of phased out all the work and just started playing music full time, you know.
And for Felker, being on stage is his biggest rush.
The live show is the most exciting thing that a person can probably do, I think. I love to play, you know, especially the hometown crowd, regardless of the venue. Playing to a large group of people who are really into it is one of the greatest things you can ever imagine doing. It's great. The crowd feeds off the band feeds off the crowd, and you get this vicious circle going on that it perpetuates just this frenzied, exciting show.
Ann Felker says Red Dirt music is true Oklahoma.
As an Oklahoman, you identify with the music, and it's kind of our music, you know, and it's an interesting thing for a state who's so new and often I think struggles with its identity. This is something that's real, and that you know we're identified with this kind of music.
And no matter how famous he gets, Bolin says music is still the reason he loves his job.
Music, once it becomes a business, gets grouped in like everything else, and it doesn't have to be. It can still be something so close to pure, you know, as close as we can get it. We're still selling tickets and there's sponsors and things going on, but the goal is still for a bunch of people to get together and have a positive experience.
2 artists, 1 event, all telling stories the best way they know how.
Now, Red Dirt Music grew from an old 2-story, 5-bedroom house in Stillwater called The Farm. And for 2 decades, it was the center of what evolved into the Red Dirt scene. Now, the house was the country home of late Red Dirt artist Bob Childers. And eventually, Childers left the farm, but the Red Dirt scene continued to grow and thrive.
Now, Tahlequah has a pretty good history bringing in some very good musical acts. How did this inaugural event go?
Rob, it went very well. Everyone was pleased with how it turned out. There were more than 3,000 people there, and they expect it to grow significantly in the coming years.
All right, well, I'm a little bit jealous. Thanks so much, Andy.
You're welcome, Rob.
Now, if you'd like to see more about Red Dirt Music, we do have an online feature at okhorizon.com, streaming under this week's Value Added.
Want to share something you've seen here today? Well, all of our episodes are streaming on our YouTube channel at Oklahoma Horizon TV. Or you can subscribe to our weekly free podcasts on iTunes.
Well, while Oklahoma's economy is increasingly diversified, you don't have to look far to find businesses rooted in our Western heritage. Courtney Dioff introduces us to an Oklahoma artisan whose custom-made cowboy hats are like the Gucci of fashion and the Cadillac of cars.
Ever wondered what couture for cowboys looks like? Well, take a good look, because this beaver pelt is shaping up to be one of the finest cowboy hats money can buy.
Best in the world, made with lots of love. Beaver fur hats, custom made by Shorty's Hattery.
And nobody knows Shorty's Hattery better than LaVonna Koger.
I'd let you try mine on, but mine's just a 6 3/4.
Better known as Shorty, the fiery cowgirl who dominates a largely male industry, even though they said she never would.
It's a perseverance and just sticking with what I had a goal to do. You know, I could clean hats, so if I could clean a hat, I thought I could make one. So 21 years later, we're making the best hat there is.
And nearly a quarter of a century later, she is the premier artist of the hat world.
First of all, it's the quality of a beaver that I buy, and everything's done by hand. It's not run through a machine, and you just get a better look when you do it by hand, as opposed to running them through machines and doing them that way.
Shorty travels throughout the year to events all across the country with her hats and her team, one canine and her main human counterpart.
Bobby Goff, and she has been with me 10 years, and she has done an amazing job for me. It's almost like I've got to semi-retire since she come on board. It's like it's like everybody's family with me. And that's how we look at our customers. They're not just a customer to take money from. We care about them. We try to keep up track of them when they do shows and see how they're doing. And, you know, we're all about service with my business.
You can keep up with us throughout the week. Just head to okhorizon.com, where you can see more of any of our stories, read our reporters behind the scenes blogs, see what others are saying about us on Twitter, and face the facts with our regular updates. So reach out and touch us anywhere and anytime.
Next time on Oklahoma Horizon, we look at America's energy revolution and see how Oklahoma is at its forefront.
It's because of technology. It's It's because of innovation. It's because of many of our Oklahoma companies that have been national and even international leaders when it comes to utilizing new processes like horizontal drilling or hydraulic fracturing.
A fossil fuels renaissance on Oklahoma Show for the Heartland, Oklahoma Horizon. Well, that is going to wrap us up for today, but you can see more of any of our stories on our website at okhorizon.com. You can watch us on the go with our weekly podcast on iTunes. Follow us throughout the week on Twitter at OK Horizon TV, or just become a Horizon fan on Facebook. I'm Rob McClendon. Thanks for watching. See you back here next time.
Horizon is made possible by the Oklahoma Department of Career and Technology Education and the Oklahoma Department of Agriculture, Food, and Forestry, helping good people grow good things. Copies of today's show are available on our website, okhorizon.com. Thank you for watching Oklahoma Horizon.